The Tale of the Song Spinner and the Silent King. In a time when mountains were still young and rivers chose their paths, there was a kingdom carved into a cliff face, a place of echoing stone and whispering winds. It was ruled by a king who had conquered all his enemies, but could not conquer one thing: a terrible, creeping silence. It wasn't that people didn't speak. They did. They talked of weather, grain, and taxes. But the kingdom was gray, season after season, because the people had learned a terrible truth. When your dreams die when you speak, this is what will happen. You see, in this kingdom, dreams were not just nighttime fancies, they were seeds. A baker's dream of a perfect golden-crusted loaf, if spoken aloud, would make the ovens go cold. A gardener's vision of a blue rose, if whispered, would blight the bud. A lover's hope for a companion, if confessed, would ensure eternal loneliness. Speak a dream, and it would wither like a plucked flower in the sun. So the people choked their dreams down. They let them rot in their bellies, and the kingdom rotted with them. The air grew heavy with unsung songs, unbuilt towers, and unspoken love. In a valley below the cliffs lived a young woman named Elara. She was a song spinner. Her voice didn't just carry tunes, it spun color into the air, warmth into stone, and memory into the present. But her greatest dream, to weave a symphony of dawn, a song so pure it would paint the sunrise, she kept locked in her heart, a prisoner. She saw her people's slow demise, their eyes as dull as old pebbles. One harsh winter, the Silent King descended to the valley, his gray cloak blending with the fog. He sought a cure for the kingdom's decay. Elara, bold with despair, stood before him. "Your Majesty," she said, her voice a mere chime in the stillness, "the silence is killing us." The king's eyes were like flint. Speech is for practicality. Dreams are a luxury that leads to disappointment. We have peace. "Peace?" Elara challenged, gesturing to the barren fields. "This is not peace. This is a tomb. We are burying our souls alive because we are afraid. We have learned that when our dreams die when we speak, this," she swept her arm around, "is what will happen." Her own words hung in the air, a dangerous truth. The king was intrigued, and in a cruel twist commanded her, "Then speak your dream, song spinner. Let us witness its death. Let it be a lesson for all." The crowd gasped. It was a death sentence for hope itself. Elara's heart hammered against her ribs. To speak it was to kill it. To refuse was to condemn her people to endless gray. She closed her eyes, feeling the weight of every stifled dream in the kingdom pressing upon her. She thought of the baker's loaf, the gardener's rose, the lover's sigh. She opened her mouth and chose not just to speak her dream, but to sing it. She sang of the symphony of dawn, not just the notes, but the dream behind it, the hope that song could heal, the vision of a kingdom awash in color, the yearning to connect every lonely heart through melody. She sang her dream alive, pouring every ounce of its fragile, beautiful detail into the air. And as she sang, the people wept. For they saw it, glittering and perfect in her voice, and they watched, waiting for it to die. A strange thing happened. The dream did not wither, it grew. The first note hung, a silver thread in the gray. Then a farmer who dreamed of soil so rich it would sing cried out, "I dream of earth that bursts with life." His words, once fatal, did not blight the field. Instead, the frozen ground at his feet softened, and a single green shoot pushed through. A young carpenter shouted, "I dream of a hall where all may gather, with a roof that echoes with joy."
and in the town square the stones of an old foundation glowed with a faint, warm light. The dam was breaking. One by one, voices rose, trembling at first, then strong. I dream of a book of stories. I dream of a bridge across the chasm. I dream of your hand in mine. Each spoken dream did not die. It took root in the air, in the earth, in the hearts of the listeners. The king watched in terror and awe. His gray cloak around him began to fray as if unraveled by the vibrancy around him. He turned to Elara, his voice a rasp. How? The law? The curse? Elara, her song now a tapestry woven from the dreams of hundreds, answered her gently. The curse was never in the speaking, your majesty. It was in the fear. We thought our dreams were too fragile for the world. We believed that to expose them was to kill them. But a dream spoken in fear dies of loneliness. A dream spoken in courage, she pointed. All around, the spoken dreams were intertwining. The baker's perfect loaf was being shaped by the carpenter's haul. The gardener's blue rose climbed its pillars. The lover's bond strengthened its walls. The symphony of dawn was no longer just Elara's. It was the kingdom's, a living, breathing reality of color and sound. The king fell to his knees, not in submission, but in release. A single tear-stained dream escaped his own lips, so long imprisoned it was rusty and raw. I dream of not being afraid. And with that, the last of the silence shattered. The kingdom on the cliff was no longer gray, but a mosaic of realized hopes, a cacophony of beautiful, ongoing creation. The storyteller blows out the candle, leaving the scent of smoke in the air. Remember this, the world will tell you to be quiet, to keep your dreams small and safe in the dark where they can't be broken. It will whisper that dreams are too delicate for the harsh light of day. And it is true in a way. When your dreams die when you speak, this is what will happen if you speak them with shame, with doubt, with the expectation of their death. But if you speak them with conviction, with the full weight of your heart, you do not release them into a void. You plant them in the soil of community. You water them with the courage of others, and you might just find that what you thought was a funeral was actually a sowing. Speak, for a dream unspoken is a world unborn.